Let's look at the data that you need to compile to complete the assignment. Everything you need you can find through American Fact Finder, and once you have limited the scope of the data to just what's on your census tract, just this is the census tract that I selected, then there are two tables that you need to use. One of them is selected economic characteristics. So you need this table here, and you need this table here, households and families. Once you have them, you have to click on View. This is your first table, households and families. So from this table, you are going to get the population in households, the average household size, and that's it. So these first two lines here this is the data that you need for that part of the assignment. So once you have that, just write it down somewhere, sorry. That's what I'm gonna do right now. So let's see, my average household size was equals 2.22. So let's say 2. And that's going to come in very handy later on. So the next piece of information that you will absolutely need is the economic data, the data about employment income, and that you can find in the selected economic characteristics table. This is what you need to focus on, because here's your median household income, and these are the numbers that you are going to need, because part of it asks you to calculate how many households are living under the poverty line, and that's determined by income. And the income, you will have to find what's known as the poverty threshold, which is a specific dollar amount, and if you made less than that, then you are considered to be under the poverty line. So let's look at what you need for that calculation. You need a table that's the income thresholds for poverty. So census poverty threshold. And it's an Excel sheet. You just need to download it. So I have it downloaded, and now it's opening. Okay, here we go. So this is the table, and the information that you need is in this column right here. So in the neighborhood that I was looking at, my average household size was, like I had said before, 2.22, and I had determined that was going to be round off to 2. So that means that I need to look at this line right here. And this is my poverty threshold. So once you have that information, you can move forward and do the calculations, which I think is probably what's tripping you up right now. So I am going to go back to my data. Where is my data? Here's my data. So what you need is the poverty rate. So the poverty rate you can calculate based on the poverty threshold data from the US Census Bureau and the income data from selected economic characteristics. Essentially, I'm asking you guys to calculate a percentage. What percentage of the population lives below the poverty line? So we said that your poverty threshold was like roughly $15,000. We know the total number of households. What you need to do now is take this and this, these two pieces of information right here, because that's the number of households that are below the poverty line. So let's see, that is 256 plus 153. So that's 9, 5, 5, 10, 2 and 1, 3, 409 households are below the poverty line. But I need you guys to express that as a percentage of the total number of households, which is this. So this is just basic math. 1 equals 100%. 409 equals X. So that means that X equals 409 times 100 divided by 1392, and that should give you the percentage of households that live below the poverty line. So 9 and I get for this particular census tract that 29.3% of the population is below the poverty line. And that's how you do that calculation. So remember the pieces of information that you need. You need your poverty threshold data that you get from that census table. It's excuse me. Is this one over here. Then you need this table, which is the selected economic characteristics table. Scroll down until you get to the income and benefits information and add just the households that fall below the poverty line and then calculate the percentage. And that's pretty much it. The rest of the information you can find in households and families and selected economic characteristics, and you would be done. So I hope that this helps, and if it doesn't, just let me know.